Hey y'all. Today I want to show you how we can make a house out of twigs. Now these I got at Hobby Lobby. They were $3 in the Christmas section, which is 50% off right now. And so they're $1.50 and 50 come into a package. So this takes 17 twigs of the exact same size. You can also use, besides twigs, you can cut dowels into 17 equal pieces, or you can take a skewer. Now, depending on what size you want and what dimension, I want this to look a little Americana rustic, so I picked the twigs. Again, you need 17. You're going to start out with making a square. Now, the two inside pieces, the top and bottom, those are the inside, and then you take a twig for each side. So you're going to glue that top and bottom into the middle of the two outside twigs. And I'm just using hot glue on here because later we're going to wrap it in some twine. Now I want them to be as straight as possible on when I'm making the frame of the house. So I also am trying to pick twigs that are about the same size and dimension, because in the bag they'll be different sizes, and some are a little more crooked. So you're really going to want to pick them to be, what works best for your house. So this is going to be the bottom of the house. Let's see, is that the bottom of the house? We'll see as we build it. So I'm just hot gluing them on there, and I'm not going to move it until they set. And then once we do that, we'll start building the frame. And it took me about 15-20 minutes to make this, so that's not bad at all. So we're just getting that together. This is a great project that you could do with children, or if you have any Boy Scout, Girl Scout, or church group, grandchildren. Okay, so I'm using this as the side. Okay, so we got one wall built, and now we're going to take 3 more pieces and build the other wall that will attach. So we're just going to we're going to start with the 2, and then we'll put 1 across the top, and then we'll glue that to the side. And it's easier to build them walls, like that, instead of trying to attach them right away at this point, because we're just trying to get something that will stand. And actually the bottom part, let's see here. Sorry about that. It's just as I'm trying to make it as clear as I can in the video, that this 3 pieces are going to be the wall that will attach to this one square that we already put together. So once you get them, make sure you let the glue dry. If you don't, it's going to start crumbling on you. And again, I'm using hot glue because I'm going to be wrapping them in jute. If you wanted to make sure it was a little more permanent, you're going to start out, with a heavier, using a more permanent glue, because hot glue won't withstand weather, or, it's not always a permanent, stable product to use when you're doing things like this. So now I'm going to glue it to the sides of the house once I figure out how I want to put that together, and really just watching the video will get you through it. So I get that through here, attach it, and now I work on my other pieces of the wall. So I have 2 more walls to build, and you want to make sure that you've got it straight. Now, since we're using hot glue on this, if it starts to get a little wonky, you can always use your heat tool to loosen the glue up to make it more pliable, so that you can straighten it out. So that's why I'm using hot glue. This is actually the first time I'm ever building this, so I'm doing it. You're seeing it as a person who hasn't done this before. So you're going to see how easy it is. So I'm just going to be gluing these 2 pieces together, and it's a triangle, and then we'll get our 3rd piece. And again, have a bunch of twigs. You can pick which ones work best for your structure. You want to make them pretty much the same size if you can, at least on the base of the house, the square. It's going to be a cube when we're done, before we get started with the roof. So you're going to have a cube, and so there's 3 more pieces, and those are going to hook up onto the side there. Now this is just a real fun project. I really had a lot of fun with it, and after I post this video, I'll probably go make a few more. I'm going to go have my husband cut some I guess I could do it myself, but he likes to help me out. So I'm going to have him cut some dowels for me, and I got those in a packet at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use those, and I might try some little mini ones to be ornaments and do them with the skewers. So I'm just going to be having some fun geeking out doing this. This is a good project for kids to teach them about how to, about cubes, about squares, about sizes and dimensions. It's kind of a little math project at the same time. So now we've got the 3 walls, and so for the 4th wall, it's just the 2 twigs at the bottom, one at the bottom and one at the top. And then we've got our cube. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I bet you've never heard me say that before. All right, so now we've got our cube. I'm real excited about it at this point. And just getting that on there. Again, if it's a little wonky or lopsided or whatever, just use your heat tool to make the glue pliable so you can get it the way you want it. Yay, look at this. We have a cube. This is exciting. All right, so I'm just making sure it's square. Now we're going to start on the roof. Now this is where I'm all thumbs trying to figure this one out. So we're going to try, we need to make just like a tent, a teepee. And so we're going to we make a teepee on both sides, and then we connect them. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure this out as I go. Okay, so we make a teepee. We're going to glue that down to the top and the bottom. There we are. And then across the top we connect them with kind of like a tent. It's kind of like adding a tent. In fact, maybe I should have done that. I should have built the tent first and then set them on the top. But here we go. I've got that. All thumbs now. Gluing those together. Then we're going to get the other side done, and then we go across the middle. And then it'll all be about decorating. Whoop. Whoop. I don't knock it over. There we go. So there's so many possibilities once we get to the decorating part. That's the fun part for me. So what I might do also is you can just build a bunch of the houses and then decorate them at the last minute. This is just too simple. Now that I'm an expert at it, I'm a professional house builder. Now, see, this is what happens. You just, it's just twigs and glue. Okay, get that set. Don't let go of it until you got the... Why is this side more difficult than the other side? I don't know. Okay, so you're just gonna stick those on there. Maybe I need a little more glue. Have I thought of that yet? There we go. Bingo. A little more glue. Hold that together. And then if we get that stick across the top, that should be giving it a little more stability. And then what we'll do, I forgot. Before we decorate, I want to get some jute. You could do some string, some jute. I thought of this while I was doing it, that it would be good to, I've seen them do that on, like, I don't know, is it in the jungle when you watch movies and they're building maybe I saw it from Gilligan's Island when they built all this stuff. But it seemed to me that it was a good idea to take this jute and wrap it around all the joints, all the corner joints, and that way we can hot glue that on there and then give it a little more stability. So to me, I needed that. I need that security. A lot of these crafts I do, I put them in for sale, and so I want to make sure anything I make is stable. And even if I make it as a gift, you want to make sure that you gift something that's not going to fall apart as soon as it gets unboxed. So I'm just wrapping this around and getting it secure with hot glue and just weaving it kind of just in and out and around. You kind of get to the idea of it once you start wrapping it. and then I'm just going to hot glue that, and you just do that to every single corner joint, and and then you've got a nice stable piece, and also looks more finished, I think, doing it that way. So that's pretty cool. So I just get it all done, just wrap them all around, and then once we do that and we have a nice secure piece, we'll be ready to decorate. Now there's just all kinds of possibilities for decorations. You could, I'm going to be decorating using a cardinal, but you could make it a church, have a little cross. You could put a little bell, out in the front. You can make it a manger scene. My good friend told me, why don't you put a manger in there? Put the baby Jesus and make it a manger. You could even take sticks and go all across the roof, or you could take, it wouldn't look as rustic in this case, but if you're using the dowels, you could put tongue depressors or craft sticks across the roof and seal it in. So, I'm going to use the cardinal. So I have just a couple pieces of greenery that I'm going to put together at the top corner. You could set a little nest in there, but I'm going to just decorate. You don't even have to put the cardinal. You could put some pine cones, which I'm going to put one pine cone. You could put some holly berries. Just really, it's so many possibilities. But I'm going to take these two pieces of greenery, some pine greenery, and I'm going to put those inside on the top, and just put a little pine cone that had some berries, pine cone that had some sitting on a leaf. Set that in there and just make it a little decoration. And then I'll set the cardinal on top. You could put some snow on the roof. You get some little pieces of snow. You could put some snow on the pine needles. If this was smaller, or if you have a big tree, it would be a cute little decoration sitting on a tree. So you could hang a piece of jute on there. So I'm just setting this all in there, trying to find the placement for my bird. I ended up putting it more off to the side. I just love cardinals at Christmas. So if you wanted to make one of these that was not holiday, winterish scene, this could go out. This actually could be throughout the winter. It's not just Christmas. You could also make one for Easter and make it more, change up the colors of the decorations for Easter. You can make it Americana 4th of July. Do some patriotic ribbons on it. For the fall, you could turn it into some, use some fall leaves on the top and put a little fall decoration on some acorn. You can do anything. So I'm just going to make a little bow to add to it. And I just made just a couple loops, and I tied a piece of jute around it just to make a real simple little bow. I could put it in the middle and then hang it, but I'm going to choose to put it in the front underneath the cardinal. I think that just kind of gives it a little finish. You could put a little holiday wreath on there. For 4th of July, you could put a star, a rusty star. Just so many ideas. I'm so excited about this. And here, this is the finished product. After I got all that done, I set a candle inside it. Now, you wouldn't want it. This is a battery-operated candle. You wouldn't want to put a real candle because you might burn it. I hope you found some inspiration in this video and give it a try. Also, if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Come back and see me.